The 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson rookie card is the most important baseball card of the last 50 years. It's not Mike Trout's Bowman Chrome First Auto or his 2011 Topps Update rookie. It's not the Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie or the Derek Jeter 1993 SP Foil or any other card that you can think of. To me, it is still the 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson rookie card, and I'm going to tell you why. It is crucial to define what I mean by importance. Notice, I didn't say most valuable, most expensive, or use any other monetary term. To many, myself included, importance is defined by an iconic moment, overall importance to the hobby, how unique the card is, or frankly, some other non-monetary defining term. 1980 Topps was notoriously miscut and had a really poor print quality. Thank goodness we don't have that problem nowadays.
Idiot!
Because of those conditions of the 1980 Topps set, a PSA 10 Rickey Henderson rookie is a six-figure card with a pop count of 25. And heck, if you combine the PSA 9s and the PSA 10s together, it's a pop count of 2139. Compare that to Mike Trout's 2011 Topps Update rookie, which has a PSA 10 alone pop count of 5,943, or the 89 Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie with 4,062 PSA 10s alone. Now, of course, the Jeter foil only has a PSA 10 pop count of 21. But like I said earlier, that was only one part of the equation. The design of 1980 Topps was very polarizing by both fans and critics. In fact, you saw the return of the comic on the back, and the facsimile autograph returned to the front. Hadn't been seen since 1977. That facsimile autograph does make an in-person auto look kind of weird when it's on the card. This 726 card set had 74 rookie cards if you include all the dual Future Stars cards. Without them, the total number of rookie cards was 48. Of those 48, one player made it to the Hall of Fame, Rickey Henderson. Let's look at Rickey's stats for a minute, shall we? His 1,406 stolen bases are the most all-time, 500 ahead of second place Lou Brock. He also has the unintentional walk record of 2,159. 259 ahead of Barry Bonds. Where you bring it up, I know Bonds had 2,558 walks, but he was walked intentionally 688 times. On a side note, that's insane. He was the career leader in runs scored with 2,295. In the interest of compression and speed, ironically, here are a whole bunch of other statistics and records that are mind-blowing related to the career of the great Rickey Henderson. People remember him for being fast and flashy, but there was a lot more than a snatch, catch, and speed to his game. To think of Rickey as purely a stolen base guy is not doing him justice. I know I spoke of importance, and all I really talked about are pop counts and Rickey Henderson stats. Let's get into the main reason that he is considered, in my mind, the most important baseball card of the last 50 years. 1980 Topps was the end of an era that will never, ever be seen again. 1980 Topps was the last year that one company produced one set of baseball cards. It will never, ever happen again. Do most of you remember a world where this was the facts? For me, I was 4 at the time, so I will never remember a moment like that. How many of you remember a world with one set? Leave me a comment and let me know. Since 1980, the card world has exploded and has never looked back. But even in an era when only one company owned the license, it never went back to one set. And like I said earlier, it never will again. Not even during the pandemic did we have a season where there was one set by one company. Did you know? Donruss and Fleer were only able to come into the market and produce baseball cards in 1981 due to a loophole in the contract that Topps had. If they didn't include gum in the product, they could produce them. Welcome to a world of Fleer stickers and Donruss puzzle pieces. Topps has been a mainstay in the baseball card market for decade upon decade upon decade. Topps acquired Bowman in 1956 and dusted off the brand again in 1989 and returned it to the mainstream. Upper Deck arrived on scene in 1989 and revolutionized the baseball card market. That's where the Griffey Jr. 1989 Upper Deck rookie becomes so valuable. Upper Deck made their last baseball license set in 2010. Score arrived on the scene in 1988 and produced cards until 1998 when their parent company, Pinnacle, went out of business. Panini acquired the brand name, but never returned it to baseball. Pinnacle arrived on scene in 1992, partially absorbing Score, and then acquired Donruss in 1996, ironically 2 years later in 1998. They had already closed their door. Leaf had merged with Donruss in 1983, but returned as a standalone set in the 1990s. They made some unique sets like Leaf Studio, where it wasn't an action shot, rather a person in a pose, but then Leaf quickly faded away again. Fleer came on the scene in 1981, but they were quickly acquired by Upper Deck, who produced cards under the Fleer brand until 2007. Donruss on the scene in 1981, but were acquired in 1996 by Pinnacle. He acquired the Donruss brand in 2009, and they began producing baseball cards, but they aren't only licensed by the Players Association. None of this mentions Wild Card, Sport Kings, or the 1 to N number of offshoot unlicensed brands that have been in and out of the hobby over the last 50 years. And all I've talked about are the companies, not the number of sets that each one of those companies produced. Even though Fanatics owns the license and has acquired Topps, they will never produce one set ever again. It just doesn't make smart business sense. So the 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson rookie card is the last rookie card of a Hall of Famer from the last year that was a single set produced from a single company in the history of baseball cards, an era that we will never see again. To me, that fact, and that fact alone, is enough to make the 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson rookie card the most important baseball card of the last 50 years. But again, importance is defined by each one of us. It is up to you to decide what makes a card important. To me, I've broken down why the Henderson is. I would love to hear in the comments below what make you think a card is important. And then again, these are just my thoughts.